Tonight, the stunning NBA gambling scandal. More than 30 people charged in a massive operation that swept up NBA stars and alleged members of the Mafia. NBA standouts, including Portland Trail Blazers coach Chauncey Billups and Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier, hit with federal charges. Accusations ranging from manipulating games to high-tech cheating in poker games. The photo evidence just released, including surveillance videos and images of hidden X-rays built into the poker tables. Violent clashes with immigration officers, a priest blasted in the face in San Francisco, and a protester almost run over. Also tonight, the new satellite images. The east wing of the White House now totally demolished. New shutdown fears, the long lines at food banks as federal workers prepare to miss their first paychecks tomorrow. The shocking new video of the Louvre heist, how the robbers made their escape down a ladder before racing away on a motorbike. Beef prices skyrocketing, burgers and steaks costing more and more. So what's driving up the cost? The president's controversial new plan to bring prices down. Our series, The Cost of Denial, the treatment this cancer patient desperately needs, why his doctor is accusing the insurance company of playing chicken with cancer by offering an alternative. His family thinks time is running out. My exclusive interview with global soccer icon Lionel Messi, the major announcement he just made.
This is NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas.
And good evening. The NBA, the Mafia, and rigged poker tables colliding in a sprawling federal investigation that has both professional basketball players and what the feds describe as professional gangsters working hand in hand. The federal charges of wire fraud and money laundering relate to a wide range of alleged crimes, including manipulating games and cheating in high-stakes poker nights. Among those charged, NBA Hall of Famer and current coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, Chauncey Billups, and Miami Heat player Terry Rozier both have been placed on leave by the NBA tonight. Prosecutors say some of the former NBA players were called face cards, using their fame to lure in wealthy victims. Prosecutors say the scheme involved custom shuffling machines and poker tables with hidden cameras and X-ray machines. Others are accused in criminal betting schemes involving NBA games. We begin tonight with NBC News senior legal correspondent Laura Jarrett, who's tracking it all.
Tonight, NBA Hall of Famer and Portland Trail Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups and Miami Heat star Terry Rozier have been placed on immediate leave by the NBA after their arrest today as part of a stunning gambling scandal.
This is the insider trading saga for the NBA.
Two schemes naming more than 30 people, according to charging papers, including 4 well-known mafia families in New York City.
Your winning streak has ended. Your luck has run out. Violating the law is a losing proposition, and you can bet on that.
The indictment involving Billups outlining a national illegal poker ring, wooing wealthy players known as fish into rigged games, stretching from the Hamptons to Las Vegas. Prosecutors say Billups and former NBA player Damon Jones were called face cards, using their fame to lure unwitting victims. But authorities say the NBA pros knew the games were a high-tech scam, rigged by the mob and cashed in.
They used custom shuffling machines that could read the order of cards, barcoded decks, and hidden cameras built into tables and light fixtures.
Court documents showing one of those shufflers disassembled, and this poker table taking X-rays to reveal cards face down.
Defendants used other cheating technologies, such as poker chip tray analyzers, which is a poker chip tray that secretly reads cards using a hidden camera, special contact lenses or eyeglasses that could read pre-marked cards.
Jones and an attorney for Billups not responding to requests for comment tonight. In a separate case, Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier now charged for his role in a criminal betting scheme. Authorities pointing to this game in 2023 where Rozier left early with an injury. Prosecutors say he had tipped off others first, so they could place bets on his stats that night.
They placed wagers on unders on players to score less, rebound less, assist less, using information that was not yet public. Rozier exited the game after just 9 minutes, and those bets paid out, generating tens of thousands of dollars in profit. The proceeds were later delivered to his home, where the group counted their cash.
Rozier's attorney tonight saying he believed the feds had cleared his client.
They took his phone, downloaded everything, and at the end of the day, they said there's nothing to see here, so we're going to fight it.
Laura joins us now live in studio, and Laura, we're talking about a lot of cash here.
And Tom, the poker scheme alone raked in so much cash that the victims suffered $7.1 million in losses. One victim alone, $1.8 million in losses, a huge amount of cash.
All right, Laura Jarrett leading us off here. Laura, we thank you. Yep. Now to new clashes over President Trump's crackdown on undocumented immigration. As he announced today, he's spoken to the mayor of San Francisco and will not send federal law enforcement there for now. Here's Garrett Haig.
Tonight, new clashes between protesters and law enforcement officers.
What are you arresting him for?
Chicago police coming to the aid of federal agents. Gas deployed, making one arrest for battering a police officer. While in California, a man hit with a projectile during a protest against ICE. President Trump touting his crime crackdown.
They are arresting bad criminals. And they're really good at it, too.
And saying after a phone call with San Francisco's mayor, he's holding off on deploying federal agents there.
I mean, they're doing a good job, so we are holding off that surge, everybody, and we're going to let them see if they can do it.
While in Washington, satellite photos show the White House's East Wing, both before and after the demolition, to build a massive new ballroom in its place, which the White House says is needed to host diplomatic events.
It'll be the most beautiful ballroom anywhere in the world, I think.
Tonight, some GOP criticism.
I'm certainly hearing about it from Alaskans who are saying, when did we decide that we needed a bigger ballroom?
The president says the project is paid for by himself and private donors, including NBC News parent company Comcast. Tonight, speaking about his own donation, which he says will be in the unspecified millions of dollars.
How much am I donating? I won't be able to tell you until I finish, but I'll donate whatever's needed, I'll tell you that.
Garrett Haig joins us now live from the White House. And Garrett, another headline tonight, the president pardoning the founder of a high-profile crypto exchange?
That's right, Tom. Billionaire Binance founder Changpeng Zhao, known as CZ, had already served his 4-month sentence after pleading guilty to charges of enabling money laundering through the crypto exchange. Today, the White House said Zhao had been overcharged by the Biden administration, but the president is now facing criticism because Binance had supported the Trump family's own crypto company. Tom?
Garrett Haig for us. Garrett, thank you. Now to the federal government shutdown on day 23. Federal workers set to miss their first full paychecks this week, and now fears for low-income Americans who depend on government-funded food assistance. Here's Ryan Nobles.
Tonight, on day 23 of the federal government shutdown, a new twist. Democrats blocking a GOP plan to start paying federal employees working without pay during the shutdown.
Democrats have rejected every opportunity they've been given to put the American people ahead of their far-left base.
Democrats defending their vote, saying the GOP plan would have given President Trump too much power to decide who would get a paycheck.
Our belief is that no federal employee, no one, should bear the burden or be punished for a shutdown they have nothing to do with.
Democrats want Republicans to agree to expand health care subsidies first before they'll vote to reopen the government. But tonight, Democratic Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman, who voted for the GOP plan, criticizing his own party, he says, is keeping the government closed.
Do you think your colleagues are making a mistake by not voting yes for this bill that would pay federal workers today?
I mean, I'm going to vote for anything that's credible and in a way to pay our workers. Why? Who wouldn't want to pay all these people?
And now lines are building at food banks. Amber Hullett, a single mother from Texas, relies on federally funded food assistance that will lose funding in days.
It's hard. We're trying to dig ourselves out of a hole that now we feel like there's no hand up out of, you know?
Some states are pulling from their rainy day fund to fill this federal funding gap. In Virginia, they've declared a state of emergency. And California is mobilizing the National Guard to support food banks. Tom?
Ryan Nobles at the Capitol. We head to Paris now because we have new video that shows the moment those thieves fled the Louvre Museum in the brazen jewel heist. Raf Sanchez joins us tonight live from Paris. And Raf, walk us through what we're seeing in this new video.
So, Tom, this video is our first really clear look at how the gang broke into the world's busiest museum and then vanished without a trace. You can see two of the robbers going down that ladder truck from the balcony of the Apollo Gallery and then jumping onto a waiting scooter and disappearing into the traffic. Paris prosecutors tell us this video is part of their investigation, and they say that they have also recovered DNA from a helmet and gloves left at the scene. We don't know at this point whether that DNA matches any known criminals, but with every passing hour, fears are growing that the gang may have already fled France and may be chopping those historic crown jewels into pieces. Tom?
Raf Sanchez. Raf, thank you. Back here at home, you've likely noticed the high price of beef at the grocery store and restaurants, which has hit new highs. Now, President Trump has a plan to bring those costs down, but a big part of his base, ranchers and farmers, are now outraged. Here's Christine Romans.
At this Italian restaurant in New York, Peter Conduras keeps things as customer-friendly as he can. But lately, when it comes to the price lists from his suppliers...
I don't look anymore.
Eye-popping.
I don't even look anymore.
The right side of his menu forced to undergo big changes. How much are beef prices up for you?
12 to 15%.
Do you eat that cost?
I eat half of that cost.
The other half, he says, no choice but to pass it along. A filet mignon entree, now $48.
Last year was probably about 44.
Beef prices are at record highs. The average grocery store price for ground beef, more than $6.50 a pound, up 14% over the past year. President Trump now talking up a plan to reverse that trend.
We would buy some beef from Argentina. If we do that, that will bring our beef prices down.
But American cattle ranchers are fuming.
I've supported President Trump 100%. But this, I disagree with him on.
Feels like a slap in the face to us, you know, to try to bring our prices down when we're finally making money and surviving.
Many ranchers have struggled in recent years, and they're asking the president to protect American beef production. Members of the president's own party are now pushing back on his idea. The president says he's focused on the consumer and bringing prices down. And he has said he wants to help Argentina. Its economy is struggling, and its president, a key political ally for Trump. Tom?
All right, Christine, we thank you. When we return in 60 seconds, our series, The Cost of Denial, and the emotional plea from one cancer patient after a potentially life-saving treatment was denied. That's next. Back down with our series, The Cost of Denial, where we investigate the challenges Americans face with their insurance companies. Tonight, one man in North Carolina given months to live fighting for a potentially life-saving drug. Here's Aaron McLaughlin.
Love you.
Love you, honey.
Just outside Asheville, North Carolina, John Middleton wants to live.
Even though I dealt with bad cards, there's something out there that's FDA approved that said, hey, we can give you a real chance, and that's all I want.
John has bile duct cancer inside his liver. There is a drug his doctor wants him on, but insurance denied coverage, leaving him and his wife, Caitlin, desperate.
Nobody deserves to not get the treatment they need.
How are you feeling?
Pretty terrible, but I just want to help him. We're running out of options, you know, in time.
John's oncologist, Dr. Martin Palmieri, says genetic tests show the drug Zahara is the best option to get John cancer-free for as long as possible. Long enough for the 43-year-old father and engineer to get a liver transplant. What's his prognosis if he does not get access to this drug?
I think it's more of a question of getting him to transplant. So if I don't get him to transplant, I would say he has 18 months to live. The insurance company said that I could give him an almost as good drug to help him get there, but not the drug that me, two other medical oncologists, and a team of doctors here in Asheville felt was the best drug for John.
John has Cigna health insurance through Caitlin's employer. Cigna has denied the FDA-approved medication 3 times. Instead, Palmieri says Cigna first recommended a treatment that he believes was grossly inferior.
The problem with that is that if he failed and the cancer came outside of the liver to another body part, then his chance for cure would be off the table.
In a statement to NBC News, Cigna says 2 specialists independent from the company reviewed the request for Zahara, adding there are multiple medications covered by Mr. Middleton's plan that are similar to Zahara and recommended for his current condition. And we quickly approved his physician's request for a covered medication as soon as it was submitted. But Dr. Palmieri is concerned the approved drug isn't good enough for what John needs.
That's playing cancer chicken in my mind. I mean, that's just not morally right on so many different levels.
John's identical twin brother James has been watching the struggle for 7 agonizing months.
I don't know what I'd do without him.
Ready to step in if John becomes eligible for a transplant. You might give him your liver?
Yes. I mean, I'll do whatever I have to do to keep my brother around.
John hopes to get to that point, but is worried too much time has already been lost to denial. Are you worried that it's going to cost you your life?
Yeah, I am. I accept it. But I just have to keep fighting because I have to hold on to hope, you know? Without, there's nothing.
And with that, Aaron joins us live. Aaron, such a tough conversation. Is there any hope Cigna will overturn their decision?
Well, Dr. Palmieri says they've run out of time, and so tomorrow, John is expected to begin treatment with the drug Cigna did approve. Palmieri says he does not know if that will be enough to get John to the transplant he so desperately needs.
Okay, Aaron McLaughlin for us. Aaron, we thank you for that. We're back in a moment with one of the biggest athletes in the world. His major announcement about his future, what Lionel Messi told me in my exclusive interview. That's next. We're back now with a historic moment at the Sistine Chapel. Pope Leo and King Charles praying together. It's the first time the leaders of the Roman Catholic Church and the Church of England prayed together in about 500 years, since King Henry VIII broke from the Catholic Church because he wanted a divorce. The world leaders prayed together in the same chamber where Leo was elected as Pope earlier this year. And he's the biggest soccer star in the world, Lionel Messi, announcing today that he's extending his contract with MLS team Inter Miami through 2028. I sat down with Messi, and here's what he had to say when I asked him about his future with Inter Miami. Was it a tough decision to make, to say yes?
No, la verdad que no. Siempre dije que me baso en cómo estoy, en el día a día y en cómo me siento físicamente y mentalmente para seguir jugando y seguir siendo parte de este club, y la verdad que me sentí muy bien durante el año. Me siento feliz viviendo en Miami, igual que mi familia.
Our exclusive interview with Messi airs Monday right here on Nightly News. And of course, we asked him about the World Cup next year and whether he plans to play for Argentina. What he told me and more. That's Nightly News for this Thursday. I'm Tom Llamas. Thanks so much for watching. Tonight and always, we're here for you. Good night. We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.